Welcome. Today I want to share how to make a beautiful wedding veil with lace edges. In this video, I'll guide you through the process of applying a lace to the tulle to create a stunning veil for your special day. Before we begin, let's gather our supplies. You'll need lace trim with double edge. Purchasing this kind of lace will save you time and money. As you know, veils can get pretty pricey when you start adding lace. However, there's lots of options when it comes to lace. You can even find some that don't need any trimming at all, or some that have embellishments such as sequins and beads already attached. I would try to find a lace that best suits your wedding dress and your style. You'll also need hair combs, which come in a variety of widths and colors. Traditionally, silver is used, but if gold matches your aesthetic and your dress and/or hair, I would go with gold. Tulle in the color that complements your lace. And then last but not least, matching thread, white or clear for a seamless finish. Start by trimming your lace to remove any unwanted parts. If there are any stray pieces, use the needle to tuck them behind the lace. I recently uploaded a tutorial on adding lace to a bustier if you're interested in learning more about lace applique. Sew along the edge of the lace using a whip stitch, ensuring a secure attachment all the way around. Here I'm using red to show you how it's done. However, you'll pick a color that blends with your lace. Also, make sure you take your time with this project. You want it to look nice and neat. I'm rushing through the process just because I have lots to show you. When joining lace pieces, aim for a seamless blend. Use matching thread to conceal the lace pieces that are joined for a professional look. This lace isn't ideal if you want a seamless finish, since no matter where you put the seam, you'll be able to see it. It's a very simple design. Just do your best if you have a lace like this. Try to reduce the amount of times you're joining the lace to each other. Also, I'm using a whip stitch to attach it, and I'm trimming away any lace underneath that is excess because I'm trying to get rid of the bulk. However, later I'll show you a French lace, elegance lace, which is easier and has a seamless applique. Finish by sewing the bottom edge of the lace. Typically, you would be able to do a whip stitch along the bottom and then trim it away later on. But this lace with the eyelashes will be time-consuming and very difficult to do. So just do a running stitch along the design of the lace, and then it'll make it easier when we're trimming it later on. Turn the tulle so the wrong side is towards you, and using pelican scissors or small scissors, carefully trim away any excess tulle. This step will define the shape of the veil. And by doing a running stitch along the edge of the lace, it makes it easier to trim away the tulle and you're not getting too close to where you stitch, making it so it would unravel. So try not to trim away the tulle to the stitch line. Have a little bit of a seam allowance when you're trimming it. Covering the comb. Cut a piece of tulle 3 inches by 20 inches typically for this width of a comb. If you have a smaller comb, you don't need as much. And if you have a bigger comb, you're going to need a little bit more. It's better to trim away later on than to not have enough at the beginning. What you want to do is we're going to wrap the piece of tulle around the comb, attaching it securely. We're going to cover the edges first. So you're going to wrap it around the edge, and then we're going to just, in a spiral motion, go around the comb. When you get to the end, try to cover the end, and then we're going to do a knot and trim away. That should be enough since we will be attaching the veil to the comb. So we'll be sewing it, and if you feel that you need to secure it a little bit more, you can go ahead and sew it down then. Attaching the veil to the comb. Depending on your style, there's a few options. For a circle veil, sew the comb to the desired position using a whip stitch. In this example, I placed the comb in the center of the veil. For a gathered edge, use a gathering stitch, either by hand or machine, then attach the tulle to the comb. In this case, when you're attaching it, you're going to attach it on the underside, so once you have finished sewing it, you're not going to be able to see it. I like to anchor the ends of the gathers using a straight pin and then adjusting the gathers, doing a whip stitch around and then sewing the thread that I'm using to attach the veil to the comb to the gathering thread, and knotting the ends and hiding the ends of the thread inside the comb and then trimming it away. I don't recommend removing the gathered stitch. For a face-covered veil, measure the desired length, do a gathering stitch, and then attach it to your comb. And then again, I would not remove the gathering stitch, just tie it off and hide the ends of the thread into the comb, and then trim away thread. For this type of veil, since you're going to be adding the gathers to the top of the comb, it's more likely that you'll be able to see the stitches, so I would recommend using a clear thread. Also, you can embellish it, so depending on how you want to see the embellishments is how you would attach it. If you want it to people to see it more as you're walking down the aisle and you're veiled, I would put it on the top. If you want it to show more after you unveil yourself, then I would push the veil part back and then attach the applique or whatever decorations you want on the comb on top of that. And a few options are appliques that have some stones in them. You can have a row of stones and apply them there. You can have a few rows. You can hand sew beads to them if you'd like. There are multiple options that you can do with this type of comb. Explore other veil styles like Juliet veil, which involves using trim and gather tulle at each end. This type of veil is quick and cost-effective to make. Leave the edges raw and use a clear thread to attach the trim. This makes for a gorgeous veil. Here is the French lace or alençon lace sewn to the edge of the veil. There is no gathers. There's a single comb attached to the edge of the lace. Hidden by the lace, you wouldn't be able to see it. Also, I looked for 20, 30 minutes, a long time, and I couldn't find the edges. I did such a good job. I could not find the edge to show you guys how it was joined. So it is possible to join lace and have it seamless. I hope this tutorial inspires you to create your own unique wedding veil. With a bit of creativity and attention to detail, you can craft a veil that's professional and doesn't break the bank. You don't need to spend a lot to make a veil. If you'd like to learn more about applying lace to a garment, I have a tutorial of how to apply lace to a bustier. I also have a tutorial about hand sewing if you want to learn more about how to use different hand sewing stitches for different garments. And all of that will be in the link below. If you've enjoyed this video and you want to see more content like this, please give this video a thumbs up. I have more ideas, including tutorials for creating hair fasteners for weddings and events. If you're interested in that, please leave me a comment below. Thanks for watching and happy sewing!